By the way, the day after Christmas has always done pretty well too. I know that Madison Square Garden around Christmas time was always a staple for Vince McMahon and the WWF. But
Always.
you actually found yourself wrestling against Marty Jannetty the day after Christmas in Saginaw, Michigan, back in 1993. And you had a European title match with a guitar on a pole against X Pac, who was the European champion, at the Rosemont Horizon the day after Christmas, 1998.
Okay.
Even back in 88 and 90, you were working at the Mid South Coliseum. It was Beauty and the Beast against you and Tracy Smothers in 88, the day after Christmas. And come 1990, it was you and Alan Martin. You picked up a win over Alan Martin at the Mid South Coliseum. It's interesting to think about, wrestling on Christmas night. And it does make me wonder, did anybody have a problem working on Christmas? Like, was there any pushback from any talent that you remember where guys were just sort of bah humbug about the whole experience?
Lawler was never a fan of actually working or running shows on the actual Christmas day. But, my father had different thoughts. But I think Lawler, for the most part, I'm sure there's plenty that he worked. But yeah, I mean, it was all, there's always kind of some folks that weren't the biggest fans of it, whether it's territory or once things went national. But, I didn't even really give it I never gave it a second thought because I just, whether it was my grandmother, Teeny, Christine, it was business. And on my, grandfather, Eddie Marlin, and my dad, it was just, that is what we did. And we always, whether we would have a Christmas dinner on a different off night or a Thanksgiving dinner, or that's just kind of how things were navigated. And I know that is so foreign today to a lot of folks, but life changes, the business changes.
Do you think your Christmas night audiences were mostly families, or were there still single women who attended the
Now,
matches?
there was it was a big um, look, and I always kind of go back to either Nashville or Louisville, and I guess Memphis to another degree but families, because people are in from out of town. Um, and I can remember sometimes during the Christmas week, way back in the day, raise prices $1 because it was a big, $25,000 battle royal and bringing in this talent, and the card would be a little bit loaded up. Um, yeah, so there was more money there, but I'd say the demos would go up considerably with the family audience coming in.
Jeff, whenever I think about the holiday season, I usually think about you because I know that you've got something that's near and dear to your heart, something you're pretty passionate about. And we don't talk about it a ton here on the show, but if anybody's been following you on social media for the last decade, they've seen it. You are one of those kettle warriors out there for Salvation Army. And I just wanted to give you an opportunity to sort of talk about what you're doing with Salvation Army.
Oh, it is definitely near and dear to my heart. This time of year, growing up, Conrad, the thing that came to my mind when I would hear, or I'll just say it, see the bell ringers of Salvation Armor with their red outfits on, and they're standing outside. Back when I was growing up, it would be the local grocery store or the mall, and you just kind of go, "What the heck are those people doing over there?" It was just kind of I'll say a stigma, and I just didn't really dial into it. Well, several years ago, early in my journey of recovery, I became affiliated, became aware of it, and really dug in. And I have had a relationship with the Salvation Army for some time now. I sit on the advisory board for the Middle Tennessee chapter. And, Conrad, we've had a couple of conversations, and I don't like to press it on people because I understand, this time of year, it's not just tough on some people. It is, man. It's save with Conrad. You run out of month before you run out of money before you run out of month, as you guys say. So I get it. It's very, very tough. But when I really dug in and peeled the layers of the onion back on just what Salvation Army does, I have become really attracted, and I do everything I possibly can do. This past Saturday, I was at the Kroger right by my house, and we were out there for a shift, as they say, 4 hours ringing the bell, and it was pretty cool. It's obviously the local grocery store right by my house, so I got to see people I went to high school and from all walks of life, and we had a very successful day, bell ringing. But I like to bring awareness, because in this about a 6-week run, it really does, for the majority, it raises, and they're all about stats and numbers, and you have to be that way with the nonprofit, but it raises funds essentially for the entire 12 months. And what the folks at the Salvation Army do is nothing short of, I say that they're walking, talking miracles that happen every day in people's lives, because people go through hard times and really get down, and life happened to them sometimes unexpectedly. And those folks start experiencing homelessness. And it's not just, I'll say the proverbial guy on the street corner who's asking for money, or it's, I'll call it. Look, I can say this with authority. The wino that's down under a bridge. It's really moms and dads and children that are living out of a car, that are, like I say, life has happened. There's layoffs in the world, and really some unfortunate situations that come along. And the Salvation Army there is literally help people to get back on their feet, whether it's just a backpack for kids' school supplies, or helping people pay their electric bill or their heat bill, or whatever it may be, or actually they get people in temporary housing, and then giving them a pathway and a plan to get them in full-time housing. So it is an incredible organization that I do everything I can to down from ringing. And then tomorrow night at the Preds, we call it Rock the Red Kettle campaign. It's a Preds night. So in town, I'll be out at the Preds game tomorrow night here in Nashville, Tuesday night. We'll be ringing out there and creating awareness, because it is an incredible cause. Conrad, I appreciate you saving this till the end so I can spread the word about that. It'll be on my social. And so the funds that literally we raise, they change lives. I am a firsthand witness and see it 12 months out of the year, that it literally changes families' lives. And it is a fantastic cause. So I appreciate everybody. And you can go on that code right there and donate and help folks out. And I know it's tough for everyone this time of year, but if you have a little bit extra, it goes a long way.